Hey everyone, Wazoo here, and this is a special new episode of a brand new podcast series that I'm starting called Operation Steam Dream 2022. Yes, a few months ago, I came up with the idea, well, maybe it's the beginning of the year, beginning of 2022, I came up with the idea of creating and developing and documenting the process of getting a small project up on the Steam platform. And I kind of got waylaid by work, and real life kind of took over, as it often does whenever you decide to make a plan. And so it kind of just sat for a while. And then a few weeks ago, I got an email reminder from the Roguelike Celebration, which is an annual conference that celebrates the roguelike genre, which is a computer game or tabletop aficionados who enjoy playing roguelikes, which are basically just you and usually in a dungeon of some kind, and permadeath is usually a thing. But at any rate, an RPG at some point in the equation. And so, with that email, I kind of started to think that maybe it would be possible to pick up that idea again of Operation Steam Dream and tailor it towards releasing something for this roguelike celebration. The email from the organizers detailed that during this celebration there would be a coinciding marketing push up on Steam for anyone who had projects that were up on Steam. So if you wanted to have a project up there for people to wish list, or if you wanted to put your game up for sale, or anything like that. So as long as it was on the Steam platform, and I imagine they're probably I can't confirm this yet, of course, but I would imagine that they're looking to make a similar kind of marketing push on itch.io. I wouldn't be surprised to find out if they were doing that at the same time. So at any rate, I thought that that was a nice catalyst for pushing me along in this project that I sort of started back at the beginning of the year. And so this time I want to kind of pick it up back again, and I want to continue the same idea of documenting the process, getting things recorded, and not only for YouTube but for audio podcasts on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and just following the journey as I create something to put up on Steam. I think there's several goals, stretch goals, basic goals that I've got for this project. I think a reasonable stretch goal, a reasonable minimal goal is just having the project in mind up on Steam, available to wishlist. Now, today is July 27th, July 27th, 2022. And so it's almost exactly 3 months. July, August, September, October. Yeah, 3 months. Just making sure. Basic math, that's already a good sign. Uh, so about 3 months from today, well, this week, that this online celebration will be taking place. And so that gives me sort of a deadline to work towards, which I think will be a great way to kind of push me forwards and keep me focused on getting something out there. So, like I said before, the absolute worst case is after 3 months, I only have a Steam page that can be wishlisted, which is definitely not ideal for me, but that's kind of the plan Z, everything else failed type of scenario. The best case scenario I can think of at the moment is something that's actually playable, installable in 3 months. Maybe something that's sort of, no, I won't even say polished. Maybe like it's there, it's functional. It's a beta prototype that you can download, you could run, and you can visualize or see what the main game loop is sort of like for this project. I think that is more of a realistic goal. As you might know or may not know, depending on how much work you do on your own indie game projects, usually it takes a year. It takes some people a year to get their project up on Steam. some even a lot more than that as they work on things like polish, getting it cross-platform, a release candidate for cross-platform, marketing, or if they're lining up artists or sound people. So this is, I don't want to insult anyone who's like spent a few years to get something up on Steam, and even then it was by sort of the skin of their teeth. I don't want to insult them by saying that I can get something, fully done in 3 months. I think that's a gross underestimate of the amount of work it's going to take just to get even the smallest of projects up on Steam. Given my own history with working on my own projects, so if you are, hopefully you're not offended if you're listening to this and it took you a few years to get something up on Steam. Please don't be offended. I don't mean I'm not better than anyone. There's a whole lot of people better than me. So I'm just trying to set some expectations maybe for myself and for sort of the audience as I go through this whole process. Let's see, what else is there. I would like to talk about things like, as we get closer, I would like to talk about things like design. There's probably going to be a lot of design episodes of this podcast. Things like working on the actual programming sort of aspect of it. I don't hear that from just about any other podcast these days. I used to listen to Lostcast all the time with Matt and Jeff, and a tremendous podcast, and they kind of changed format throughout their 200 plus episode history, which I imagine you would do after 200 plus episodes. And so some of them felt a little more technical than others, which is fair enough. Again, sometimes your focus for the week needs to be on something other than anything technical. So I kind of want to, like I said, document the whole process, sort of go through and talk about things that I'm thinking about. So this might be things like pricing when it comes to being able to actually price something, things like worrying about marketing, advertising, platforms, that kind of thing. So yeah, so this is the beginning of this whole journey. I think it's going to be really exciting. Releasing material on this documentation will help me also stay focused. I'm hoping that it will keep me going, because it would be terrible to do like 10 episodes of this and then just suddenly fizzle out, right? So maybe if I can get enough of these under my belt, then it'll kind of keep me pushing forward. And yeah, I think it'll be really exciting. I'll bring on any special guests that I can find that maybe want to talk about certain aspects of building a game. And anyone who gives me any help with my game, I would love to get them on and just talk about what we're doing for the project, and et cetera, et cetera. Let's see what else is there. So yeah, it's about 3 months away is the week of Roguelike Celebration 2022. It's, like I say, July 27th, and I think it's a really great time to get interested and get into something like this. I think this will be really cool. Just for some extra background information, I'm a web developer sort of by day, and I've got 4 kids, so super busy all the time. So this isn't like something I can dedicate, 8 hours a day to. This is going to be something that's part-time, evenings, weekends. My mom just told me that she's coming for a week in August, so that could mean a total scratch week of no progress at all. So not looking forward to well, of course I'm looking forward to her visiting, but not looking forward to the prospect of losing a whole week. So I'll have to figure something out there. So I'd love it if you would share this video or share this podcast. Join me as I start going on this journey. Follow me on Twitter at EUZWA, EYUZWA. I'll put links for everything in the description down below. I don't have a title for anything yet. I'm just working on sort of the basics of the engine. I've been talking to someone I'm hoping can help me with creating the story for this, and she's gotten me down so far as creating something for the fantasy genre. So it's going to be fantasy based, and that's sort of all I'm going to mention right now, because that's kind of all that I've solidified right now. So I'm still working on sort of the basic part of an engine, and Yeah, this is going to be great. It's going to be 2D based. I do know that much. Sorry, it's going to be 2D based, grid based, not isometric, not 3D. It's going to be, I think, a really cool project. Before I go, I think it's worth just mentioning some of the inspiration that I'm likely going to be drawing for this. Of course, other roguelike games that I've played, I'll be sure to highlight them when we talk about episodes like design, things like that. But I've also been really heavily influenced by projects like the Ultima series from Richard Garriott, aka Lord British, as most people who develop role playing games are. And so, Baldur's Gate 2, another excellent series from BioWare up in Edmonton, which is close to me. Let's see, what else? Lots of projects. Wizardry. I played a lot of Wizardry back in the day, as well as um, a Bard's Tale. That's it, a Bard's Tale, and um, Might and Magic. Might and Magic is a really cool was a really cool series. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm coming from, and I think this is going to be really exciting. So be sure to leave a comment, get in touch with me, and let's kickstart this journey and get going. All right. Hope you have a great day or evening wherever you are, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks, everyone. Peace.